Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Victoria, I'm a knitter living in Berlin. In this video I would like to show you everything I knit in 2025. I know it's a bit late for this video, but I decided it would be great to show everything I knit last year in the very first video on the channel. Here I have sweaters, cardigans, hats, accessories and even a dress. So let's get started. The first thing I would like to show you is the clay sweater by Ozetta. It's worked top down and it has dropped shoulders. The yarn is BC Garn Loch Lomond. It is 100% wool and it took 300 grams. I like this yarn. It's a bit dry, but it's not itchy at all. The sweater has a loose fit, so it can be a bit uncomfortable to wear with some jackets or coats that have short armhole, but it's not a big problem for me. It's my go-to sweater, I wear it very often and I like it a lot. I think the only modification I made here is that I added decreases on the collar because it was too wide for me. And the only thing I would change is to make sleeves a bit longer. I think now they are a bit short. But all in all, I love it. And after knitting this sweater, I had some yarn left. So I decided to knit a hat. It is a simple hat knit in 1x1 rib stitch and it took 40 grams. And I wear it when it's not very cold outside. And after knitting this hat, I still had some yarn left. So I knit a headband. It is a Hiedra headband by Fiber Tales. Look at this beautiful pattern. And it took only 17 grams. And I like to wear it when it's too cold, not to wear anything, but too warm to wear a hat. The next thing I would like to show you is the Book Club cardigan by Sari Nordlund. It's worked seamlessly top down and it has these beautiful cables. It was my first project with cables and it wasn't difficult at all. They are knitted very easily, even though they look intricate. First I bought only 400 grams of this yarn and I wasn't sure that it is enough, so I had to make some modifications. I didn't add pockets and I didn't knit cables on the sleeves, and instead of knitting the double knitted button band, I made just 1x1 rib stitch, but I still ran out of yarn, so I had to buy one more skein. And the yarn is the Rerum Natura Gilliatt. It is 100% Merino wool and it took 443 grams. And one more modification that I've made. Here I made a more elegant join of front and back cables. I think it looks quite nice. I love this cardigan. It's very warm and beautiful. And as I have already said, I had some yarn left, so I decided to knit a hat. It is a Gro Hat by Fiber Tales. I like this leaf pattern. It reminds me of wheat spikes and it looks gorgeous. The next one is the Pullover. I used the Maggie cardigan pattern by PetiteKnit to make this pullover. Just instead of knitting the cardigan, I made the pullover. And the yarn is Sandnes Garn Sunday. It is 100% Merino wool. And I like this yarn, and I like the Maggie cardigan pattern, but I don't really like this pullover. I think it looks a bit simple. Now I mostly wear it at home, and I think maybe I should add some embroidery or something like this to make it more interesting. But for now, yes, I think it's not my favorite pullover. Now I would like to show you one more cardigan. It is jean cardigan by Johanna Gehrisch. It is top-down raglan, and the yarn is Vaya long yarns. It took me 336 grams. And this yarn is 74% cotton, 16% wool and 10% yak. I like how this lace pattern looks like, but I don't really like the ribbing in this yarn because it doesn't hold the ribbing very well. So maybe I should add an elastic thread, but in general I like it a lot. I like to wear it in summer. Now I would like to show you a double layer hat. The yarn is Schachenmayr Regia Premium Merino Yak. It is 58% merino wool, 28% nylon and 14% yarn. As I have already said, it is a double layer hat, so it looks like this. It's very funny, but it is very warm. So I wear this hat when it's very cold in winters. And after knitting this hat, I had some yarn left. So I decided to knit a Sophie scarf by PetiteKnit. It was my first Sophie scarf, and before knitting it, I thought that the Sophie scarf is a bit strange for me because it's very narrow and I wasn't sure that it would be comfortable for me to wear it, but I made it and I like it. I realized that I like narrow scarves more than wide scarves, and yes, now I wear it very often. The next thing I would like to show you is the Maggie cardigan by PetiteKnit. I think the Maggie cardigan is my favorite pattern. It is the only pattern that I have already knit 3 times. Here I added stripes and I also added crochet shell edging on the button band. And the yarn is Blanc Yarns Merino 200 and it took me 328 grams. And I knitted using 2.5mm needles and I had a completely different gauge, so that's why I had to knit 2XL size. But I like how it looks like and I wear it in summer. After finishing the cardigan, I had some yarn left, so I decided to knit a small accessory. And here it is. It is Dahlia hair tie bow by Isabel Cecilia, and it took only 13 grams. And I like to wear it with the cardigan. And the last thing I would like to show you is the Dorothy ribbon dress. The yarn is Drops Bell. It is 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen. And to be honest, I haven't worn it much because I knitted it at the end of summer, but I hope I will wear it quite often this summer. I like how it looks like. It is very pretty. And that's everything I knit in 2025. There were many great patterns and I got new favorite garments, and now I'm excited about making new knitting plans for the current year. Thank you for watching this video and see you in my next video. Bye bye.